Dang, guys. Does it ever feel like it just never stops raining? Like, wow. Animal Crossing right now is looking like where I live with this seasonal rain. Anyway, hey guys. It's oh hey Goldie. What's up? Today is another wonderful day. There's one guy who probably knows a lot about, that seasonal rain and how it just kind of like sometimes instead of coming and going, it just keeps coming and staying and overstaying its visit. It just doesn't quite go away. It's probably, my hands down favorite spoken word artist. You can call him a rapper or whatever. But really, he's just a poet at the end of the day. It's just a poet. And that is Aesop Rock. Not to be confused with ASAP Rocky. Aesop Rock is another, guy similar to last time we were here. We talked about Doom, and Aesop Rock is also very popular. Well, not popular, but like he made his way around the what's it called? The New York scene. And golly, that's an expensive vase. And he just kind of, was one of those people who, they gain appreciation for their raw talent and never try to convert or be anything other than who they actually were. And I'm a huge fan of him, hands down. But, you kind of gotta rewind it back. How'd we get there? I think I mentioned in the past how my whole spoken word experience probably started more or less. It was a combination. It was a header between the Adult Swim culture back in the 2000s when you watch shows like they had the anime and whatnot, but more importantly they had the shows like Aqua Teen Hunger Force and stuff like that. That's where I got a little bit more Doom in my life, C-Lab 2021, but that built on top of the house that was already there, which was the being a little bit younger or around the same age with Newgrounds culture, where I got to see a video called Lemmings or something like that. And well, no, it wasn't Lemmings, but it was something similar to that. But basically, somebody was uploading videos using the music from a guy named Akira the Don, who was like, oh wow, actually Akira the Don is super popular, or not popular, he's super dope, he was really cool. And that then led to finding the song Bittersweet Symphony mixed with Slow Down Gandhi from The Verve and Sage Francis, which, listening to Sage Francis on iHeartRadio, it will put it on shuffle, and that's where I could not pass any further. It's a pun. I discovered the first song that a lot of somewhat long-term Aesop Rock fans got to listen to, which was None Shall Pass. It had a very interesting, it had a, the instrumental was quick to catch you. Just, it hopped on real quick, and then his rap style, his flow, the way he delivers, starts to build on top of that. It's momentum based. And eventually it's sometimes you can't wait to get to the chorus of a song. That way you can be all right, cool, I kind of know what it's all about. But he packs so much in his verses that by the time you get to the chorus, you're already kind of winded, and you're also really excited about what is he going to do next, what comes next in this song. And it just keeps going, and then from there I'd start to explore some of his other stuff. He had one song, I can't remember what it is, but I think it starts off as he's trying to call some girl named Lucy, and the whole song is about it's kind of like how you can find fulfillment in the gaps that everybody else just overlooks, basically. And by that, what I mean is, she starts off, she's a young girl. Well, it starts off as people are trying to get her attention, and she's this elusive character that the song's about. And then he tells her life story, how she grew up in, one of the mini boroughs, probably around New York. And all the other kids, they'd be playing on the streets and whatnot, while she's drawn on the streets with chalk. And basically she just keeps going. All the other kids like, hey, you want to play? And she's like, nah, man, I'm busy. And she just kept drawing and drawing and drawing. And then eventually she stops. And they're like, oh, what? You just gave up on your art? And she's like, no, I'm done. And every inch of that sidewalk is covered. And then they talk about later on, she ends up finding love, but love comes in the form of he makes art, I make art, we only come together to appreciate each other's art, and then that's pretty much the start and finish of the day, basically. And then they wrap up, they get to the end of the song, where basically she, Rico, who's the name of her husband, he had already died. Wow. I didn't realize my pockets filled so quickly. He dies, and so because he died, nobody visits her at the hospital anymore. And she's in this hospital room surrounded by all of her drawings, and basically she then just kind of looks at it all, and then she pulls a nurse over, and she basically says what the song's all about. How it's just like her entire life, she did exactly what she wanted to do. She never tried to be anybody else. She never tried to do something that was counterintuitive to what her personality was. She did all of her stuff. And then she owed nothing to nobody. She finished what she started. And, oh man, what was it? There's a quote in it where it's like, basically the difference between like a dream and a goal is like whether or not you actually put yourself to it. And she's been putting herself to it since day one. So she has no dream. She has no goal. She has none of these things because she accomplished everything she set out to do. And then basically the nurse is like, dang, that's crazy. And then she dies. Because that's it. She lived her life to the fullest, right? There's nothing else to live for. So she dies. And like that's what I think of when I say a spoken word music. That is the amazing concept, and that's what keeps me coming back to this genre. Is just the idea that you can have all that wrapped up in one song. It feels like what it should have been is an hour and a half movie summed up in less than 5 minutes. And it's like, it's so cool. And like, there's so many other songs that he has from another great song from Aesop Rock. It's on my True Blue list. It's a song that can make me cry. And I feel like it's because it's about something that I never personally had, but I do respect the general philosophy behind it. And it's absolutely amazing. And I wish that I could, I wish I could say that I know exactly what they're talking about, like when he talks about it, but I don't know. But it's called Blood Sandwich, where it's basically a series of it's basically kind of like a call out to like his brothers, which I don't know if these are like real or not, because when it comes to artists, sometimes what's the actual reality of a situation might not necessarily be what's actually happening, but the cool thing when you're an artist is that you can sometimes just kind of make that message and people will pick it up and just kind of understand where you're coming from. And this was basically, he talks about how he had a younger brother who was in like Little League Baseball, and he had like a game. He wasn't like the best player, but like he was there. He showed up, right? Like he wasn't intentionally trying to be a bad player. And one day he's just over there out in the outfield. Ball gets pop flied over, and he's not even paying attention. He still knows something like over in the dirt, whatnot, and turns out it's like a groundhog or something like that. And the coach is madder than a hornet's nest because he's not actually playing the game. And all the other kids, they start doing it, so the coach does the only thing reasonable. I'm joking, he doesn't. He goes over there and he basically bludgeons the poor animal to death with a baseball bat, and it's like, whoa. And it's depth, though. That's what I find cool about it. Like, I'm not cheering for rodent abuse with a baseball bat, but I am cheering for the fact that it's a song and it's making me feel a certain way. And then they double down. Aesop doubles down on the concept of this when he then goes to the next verse where he's talking about his other brother that he has, how he has this memory of him wanting to go to a rock concert. And their parent I mean, I believe that parents are doing the best at the job that they can. I, as a parent, I'm trying the best job that I can, but we're not perfect. But basically, they didn't think the band was particularly good, a good message for them, so they said, no, you can't go, and just basically just like, he packed his bags and he left, and it's like, that type of philosophy, and it's just like, how these are so different from who Aesop is, from what I've been led to believe. It's absolutely, incredible, and there's like so much other stuff. Like, he even has a song that's like so basic, like it's truly for me the epitome of what it should be, like spoken word can be. It's called Kirby, and it's about Kirby, not the pink puff, his cat. And the music video is great too. If you haven't seen the music video, absolutely amazing. It's basically, it has the cat, and Aesop Rock is a sock puppet, and like not a sock puppet. He's like a Muppet style Aesop Rock, and it's just about how he has a cat. There's another song, Long-Legged Larry, that's about a frog named Larry that saves the princess and has a fantastic day, just living this amazing life. But he's just a frog, and it's literally just a song about that, and it's so cool. I love it. So, and he just has a whole resume of songs that are like this, all back and forth. But I think part of what it is, and mind you, his unique style the entire time as well, where he can just come up with all these crazy analogies. And me, myself, I speak in analogy. And so I can have a understanding, similar to him, similar to Doom, that sometimes you need to talk about something that's completely unrelated to what you mean for people to understand what you mean. And I'm like super grateful to have that in my life. Like, I can listen to his music at any point. And another cool thing that he does is he also releases his instrumental sometimes, like just standalone. So like, if you want to do your own little project similar to what he does, like if you want to like swap out your own lyrics, you definitely can do so. It's like, there's nothing stopping you from doing it, right? But that's that there's just, I could go on about like the depth of all these different songs that he has, but like they're like all just like really good. And oh man, he has like a really short song. It's called like Dog at the Door, or Knock at the Door, something like that. It's just a really short song about, there's a knock, a sound at the door. The dog's alerted, and he's thinking, I should go check it out, but maybe it's a trap, but maybe it's not. But that's what they'd want me to think if it's a trap. But maybe I'm just going like insane in my head, thinking it's a trap, but maybe it's a trap. I love that line, like, but maybe it's a trap. Oh, it's oh man, it's great. Like, I can't get enough of it. Like all these things, like all the like. If I were to sit down and just like open up my playlist, I'd probably find like a butt ton of Aesop Rock songs that I say you guys should probably like go listen to. But like honestly, any given one of them is good. I always thought like if I was to be a professional wrestler, I'd listen to Kudokoshi. But I don't know. It's just good stuff. It's great stuff, guys. Like the music in general is, it's on point. The instrumentals are fantastic. The delivery and patterns are always good as well. I can't get enough of it. It really is good. I mean, what else is there really to say? You know what I mean? When you just really appreciate somebody and you think like, Houchko, and like he's made some like clean stuff too. So like it's not like everything that he says is like inappropriate. In fact, he does really make a lot of inappropriate stuff. In fact, he within his songs with these like very unique styles, he has some pretty on point social commentary. Like there's another one that he has where basically a guy who needs mental help is broke into his apartment, and they swinging from the rafters. Mind you, these might not all be true stories. Probably most of them aren't. But basically, landlord gets called, police gets called, the sheriff comes down, the guy gets arrested, and they're taken away, and they're like, he's detained, and they're basically saying, all right, cool, just sign this. And he's like, what are you telling me to do? It's like, it's basically saying that like you're like pressing charges and whatnot to first so that we can arrest him and take him downtown and deal with him. And he's basically like, oh, so you're just asking me to play my part to have this guy thrown in cuffs. And the cop is basically just like, I mean, there's nothing else we can do. It's like, we're going to arrest him. The system doesn't have the means to take care of people with these type of mental faculties. So then he's just basically going to be released or locked up. But, there's just really nothing that we can do. There are systems that have been put into place for people who need mental help, but none of them work. And basically this guy's going to be butt naked wearing your jacket in your apartment by next Saturday. And that's just how the world works. And it's just like, dang, like, it's such a dark truth. And the part that hurts more isn't the fact that it's dark. It's the fact that it's the truth, that we just don't have enough to help people like this. And he can put it into a song, and it's not like a joke. It's not a parody. It's not making fun of the fact that we have people in society who need help. It's just him basically just putting a spotlight on it, saying the world is still broken, and guys, we got to do something, right? But man, guys, it's been a great week, honestly. Perhaps I say that more often than I should, or no. I think I say that the perfect amount of times, because guys, we're making it work. This is a great project. We're basically, this marks halfway through Music Month. Spoken word is pretty much in the books now. Next week, we're going to be talking about all the different rock bands that I appreciate, that I wish to share with you. There's quite a few out there, but I know pretty much the big two I'm going to tell you guys. I pretty much know them. It's the one from my childhood that I'm going to tell you about, who just kind of got me on the rock path, and then I'm going to tell you about the one that's actually from where I'm from. So we'll be able to go through that together. It'll be fun. I keep saying it'll be fun. I don't know if it's going to be fun. I mean, I hope it's going to be fun, obviously. You always hope things are going to be fun when you set out to do them, but you always run the risk that it will not be fun. But that's neither here nor there. We'll see exactly what it ends up coming out to when the time comes. I'm really hoping that I can find these last two parts on the beach for you guys before we wrap up this video, but I try to keep these things under 20 minutes because I'm trying to be self-conscious about your time, but sometimes you just can't help it, right? But we got that going on, and then the week afterwards, perfect, we found the last part. The week after, it's going to be the deep cuts, where I will mention probably some more things reiterated, basically because they were things that they fit into multiple baskets. Basically, it's the music, like songs and whatnot, that really meant something to me on a personal level. So we'll see what that looks like when we get there. But let's give Gulliver this last, these little phone parts, and then ask ourselves, how much longer is it going to rain? You know what I mean? Hey, buddy. Got him right here. That's them. Those are definitely my communicator parts. Come here, you little troublemakers. Gulliver, in case you never knew, Gulliver, and to an extension, Gulliver. I don't know if they're the same character, canonically speaking, but they are based off of the same character in source, which is Gulliver from Gulliver's Travels. Basically, it's this old story about a guy who goes all over the world and sees all sorts of amazing things. I think the only thing I remember off the top of my head for certain is there's one where he was on a land of, I want to say they're pygmies. I could be wrong. Probably not pygmies. But he was there, and they tied him down and all that sort of whatnot. It's I think it's kind of cool. But find that perfect shot. It's been a great week. I'm glad I got to share the spoken word with you guys. You're all absolutely amazing. If you haven't yet, check out Aesop Rock. He's a fantastic musician. Aesop, if you happen to check this out, big fan, and man, it'd be the world to me if you left something in the comment section. Not saying you will, but in the meantime, I'll see you guys when I see you, and take care.